Here's what I'm going to say conclusively about what he is talking about, and it is the answer to the question of why America wants a war. Why not just America, the European nations want a war. It's because wars present economic opportunities, right? If you are a poorer country and you come out on top in war, well, you could suddenly become a very wealthy country. Things change dramatically. America was put on the map after World War I think what we have right now, as I said earlier, is a geriatric group of people that are running foreign policy, and they think they are going to get away with doing things the old way, right? It is really essentially just old school imperialism. We are going to plunder and we are going to steal like we are Rome, like we are the Roman Empire. And nobody's going to say anything about it. This has more or less been our foreign policy perspective, certainly since 2011. Nobody in America can tell you what we're doing overseas, but we always have to be doing something overseas. We stage revolutions, we fund rebels to go into certain countries, we force regime changes, and then we take stuff. We take stuff from other countries. That's just a fact, right? And what sort of a philosophy is this, by the way, at its core that we're seeing? Why can't America and European countries instead just make policies that make sense? Really pursue capitalism, really pursue the free market, the invention of ideas, because that is what it means to be a Marxist. There is nothing original, right? There's nothing inspiring. It doesn't inspire brilliance. So what America is suffering from is a form of cultural Marxism, right? And they are trying to tax its citizens to death. It is the death of creation. It's the death of the American spirit. It has been a death of patriotism happening in this country. We are no longer creating anymore. And so what they're going to do is to try to, and this is absolutely, utterly psychopathic in my view, is to force a world war so they can restage all of this. They can just restage and decide that they are going to maintain their economic prowess. And when I am talking about they, I am talking about a very small group of elitists, because we don't want war. Americans don't want war. Europeans do not want war, but they are going to try to propagandize us into believing that we must go to war. And this is how you do it. You lie repeatedly over and over again, and you make sure that no conversations are had, and you make sure that there's no concept of yesterday and only a concept of the present, while your people in your country are deluded, utterly deluded by the textbooks that you control, and they learn positively nothing. So I hope that today, at the very least, we have contributed in a journey for some of you to actually learn about what is happening all across the world. I want you to go down a dark hole. Let this be the beginning, not the end, of you understanding what is happening in America, what has been happening in America. And let it also inspire you to learn how to fight these Marxists that I believe are running our country. And the way that you do that is via individual control, right? Think about why it is you're sending your kids into a public school system if these are the results, right? Think about why it is that you are allowing your kids to engage on social media, to develop these ADHD type brains where they're not even able to listen to a world leader delineate history for them for an hour. Think about the fact that these organizations, this concept of Department of Education, has not been set up to help you, but rather to burden you. It is in the interests of a very, very, very small group of elites. And that's all I'm going to say on the matter.